Welcome back to S&S Grills. I'm Russ Jones, and today I'm going to show you how I do Surf and Turf Skewers. Going to be using the Slow and Sear kettle. Going to get started right after this. Making the marinade for the steak. I've got 24 ounces of a domestic beer. You can use any beer of your choice. And 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Now we got the juice of 1 whole lemon. Now this is a ribeye steak, so it's going to be pretty tender on its own. But this is a good marinade. But just so you know, if you were to use a cheaper cut steak, that beer has enzymes that will help tenderize the beef, as well as the lemon, the Worcestershire, all of that combined will really help give you a tender beef, such as a flank steak or fajita steak, skirt steak. I have a really nice bone-in ribeye. Look at the marbling on that. That is fantastic. So this is my homemade fajita seasoning. Gonna give all this a good mix. Now we got 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire going in. And with the steak. So the steak is fully submerged. There's really no reason to flip it, but what you do need to do is put it in the fridge, and I'm going 6 hours. Now I'll have a full recipe on the S&S Grills website. There will be a link in the description to this full recipe, including the fajita seasoning I used. I have got some beautiful Gulf shrimp. Look at that. That is the perfect size for doing what we're doing here today. So we have a vein that runs right down this back, and the way I like to remove these is go between these 2 shells right here and reach under there, and there comes the vein right here. Pull it out just like so. Alright, it is deveined without having to split it. So from here I'm going to remove this shell. Try to leave the head intact. Now I'm sure there's probably going to be 1 or 2 in here that the head's already off. So just like that, that's what I'm looking for. There's no shell here. Got a little bit of the tail and the head left on. Alright, I'm going to do all 2 pounds of these. Now, we might not skewer 2 pounds worth, but we're going to go ahead and cook them anyway. Got all the shrimp prepped up. Now I've got 2 sticks of a smoked pork sausage. So what I want to do is cut this around the width of this shrimp right here. Right there should do it. And I'm just going to cut all these up. I've already done one. Basically, I'm going right through the back of this shrimp. Then I stab into a piece of this sausage and work it all the way back. Alright, I'm going to make some veggie skewers now. I'll start with that one. We'll just cut that in half like so. Maybe cut that in half just about like that. So I'll do the rest of that. The mushrooms stay whole. I'm going to do something very similar with the onion. Got them all cut up. Now I want to put them in this Ziploc, pour some olive oil in there, and just add some seasoning, salt and pepper. That's it. Kosher salt. Same with the black pepper. Gotta season your vegetables. Seal it up. Now you want to toss it around and get that seasoning and the oil all around the veggies here. Get them coated up nice. Just gonna let them sit a few minutes. Then I will skewer these. And the only thing left to do is skewer the beef. All right, our steak has been marinating for a very long time. So we're going to remove it from this marinade. Now I want to take and cut this off of the bone to start with. Now the natural tendency for ribeye is to separate like you see it here, so we're just going to go ahead and cut right beside this fat seam here. Trim this fat down a little bit here. Now we can start cutting this into cubes that we can skewer. Go ahead and get these up on your skewer here. Gonna kind of bring them in kind of tight together. I've got one last thing to do before we fire up the grill, and that's make the barbecue sauce. It's called barbecue sauce. It's like a New Orleans style barbecue. Has nothing to do with barbecue sauce as you know it. It's mainly the color that it turns to shrimp is why they named it that. And it has no barbecue sauce in it, so don't get turned off by that. But what it is absolutely delicious. I'm getting ready to put that together now. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix all the ingredients. And if you want to know exactly what that is, once again, it'll be in the recipe at the S&S Grill's website. Instead of taking the time to show you each individual thing, I think it'd go faster and quicker for you if I just go ahead and make it the fastest way possible. And if you're interested in making this, hop over to the website. We are reducing, that's about the thickness I like, maybe a little bit more. Once I get it to where I want it, I'll remove it from the heat. We're going to go outside and get some charcoal going and get this slow and sear kettle fired up. All right, I've got a whole chimney of charcoal briquettes here. We're just going to dump them right here in this slow and sear basket. Close our grate. Get our lid on it. Gonna open this top vent all the way up. Gonna open my lower vent all the way up. I'm gonna start by putting the veggie skewers on here. I'm gonna put them on indirect cooking, and I'm gonna get them a kind of a head start, and then I'm just gonna sear them and get some nice char and color to them and finish them off, and I'll know about when to start the steaks on top of that. All right, let's get our lid off of here. I'm just going to place this one here and here for right now. Put the lid back on. Alright, they've been going about 10 minutes and they're actually getting a little soft. I don't want to get them falling apart. I just want them kind of semi-soft, still a little crisp in them. So that's about where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and put this steak skewer right here. Go ahead and grab these. And this is going to go fast on these vegetables. So I just want to put a little char on each side of them and get them back away from the direct heat. Now we can leave the lid wide open to where we get the most heat right now. This is just like searing a steak because that's really what it is, just been cubed up. Yeah, just like that. Just a little bit of char on them veggies, nothing severe. Those mushrooms are looking right. Now the shrimp is going to go super fast. I think everybody knows that shrimp's like 2 minutes one side, 2 minutes the other side. The sausage is pre-cooked, so really just want to warm it through all the way. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to get these back over here just to keep them warm. This is a fantastic idea. Summer's right here on us, and this just screams summer. It really does. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I like that sear. Got just a little char. That is flavor right there. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Let's go ahead and get this right here. Plenty of radiant heat there to finish this off. I know we're probably still just a little rare in the middle. Just went down with the shrimp skewers, as you can see here. Now before these have a chance to get too much of a head start there, I'm gonna go ahead and baste them with this barbecue sauce. Oh man, you talk about good. Go ahead and give these another flip real quick. We are just about ready to remove these. Oh yeah. Alright, now what I want to do is make room here on the side just to make sure we finish these off good. Let's get them off the fire. Give them another quick baste. Well, I'll tell you what, once you get all the prep done, this doesn't take long at all. And what I want to do is just go ahead and remove a shrimp and a piece of sausage off of that one. Remove the head. Remember, it's already been deveined, so that's not an issue. Grab it by its little handle. I really hope you try this. It's very simple. The prep is going to take the longest. Put them on some good skewers and you are in business, and I guarantee you, you're going to love this. If you like seafood and you like steak, a good surf and turf combination, get yourself a taste of New Orleans and go with this barbecue shrimp recipe. You can thank me later on that. I'm Russ Jones with S&S Grills, and remember, 2 zones are better than 1.